What is up, everyone? Back to hell. So this stage, right? Like the MFJ, thank you for the 58 months. One of my longest subs. Thank you, dude. But so this stage, you know, is the big hang up for a lot of people. And last time I streamed this, right after the stream, I did it again, and I just got lucky. Like, I staggered the boss, like, on the second turn, and I won, right? And then a few hours later, they nerfed the stage. Now, I haven't looked at it since they nerfed it, so I don't know how hard they nerfed it. But, now, on the one hand, it's good that they nerfed it. It was, you know, overtuned and just, it's a dumb stage. And when it's that overtuned, it ends up, like, RNG ends up mattering more than anything else. But it is kind of annoying that I beat it, and then literally a few hours later, they nerfed it. Now, when I beat it, there was just no way I could do it in 10 turns. So it just was not going to happen. So, I'm going to check it out now and see what it's like now that they nerfed it. But, man, now that I know this game better, I feel even more confident in my criticisms of this game. Like, this game has some serious fucking problems with its combat system. I'll put it that way. Okay. Let's see here.
네, 목적지를 향해 흔들어보죠. 몸이 따라줄지 모르겠지만.
But yeah, apparently they nerfed the stage, so let's see what actually changed. Even if they nerfed it though, I feel like it's still going to be so based around if you stagger them or they stagger you on the boss turn. So one thing that I have, like the dungeon mode, right, where you get to control where your units attack, because I did the third dungeon, that mode is actually pretty fun. I will say, I'd say that half of my complaints with this game go away in the dungeon mode, because you can reliably predict like who's attacking who a lot easier. It doesn't take so much back and forth with the UI, and you can clearly see if you need to be block or not, or if one of your teammates is intercepting them or not. And if you need to intercept someone, you can control that. So like the dungeon mode, I actually think is a good bit better. And it still has too much RNG, but it is better than like this mode where you can't even pick who the fuck you're targeting. Let's see, pretty much just pick, and see, this is another thing that like they don't highlight very well, right, is you pretty much always just want to pick the card that has the higher chance of succeeding, right? And you can see down the bottom, this is neutral, I can't even tell, I think it says dominating, I can't even tell because the text is so small. Anyway, and then if your odds are just terrible, right, that's when you block or evade, and then you just have to make sure one of your other units isn't intercepting them so you're not just wasting it. Which, and that's where like my real problem is, because in this mode it's really hard to tell who the fuck is attacking who easily, right? Because like this only shows who the enemy's attacking, it doesn't show who your guys are attacking. Where in the dungeon mode you can like preset where your guys are going, and then the one unit you're checking out to see if they're going to get attacked or not, it'll show you the result of the other unit's actions, right? And so you know if they need to block or they can just attack for free and stuff. It's much, much better. For this mode, it's just like, you know, good luck, figure it out. And the other mode will even tell you if like the target you're attacking won't be able to attack back, right? Because for those who don't know, like a really big thing in this game is like, if this guy's doing a really nasty attack, right, and he's because of speed, he's able to, okay, he's trying to attack her, right? He's a speed of 4, which is really fast. She's a speed of 1, so unless someone on my team that's a speed of 4 or higher is attacking this guy, he is going to attack her, right? And if you clash with him, right, and you win the dice roll, you'll basically destroy his card and he won't get to attack and you'll get to attack, right? But if you lose, then he'll just get to attack you for free and you get smacked. And if you think you can't win the clash, that's when you're supposed to, you know, guard or evade, etc., etc. And that's why I like the other mode more, though, is because you can just intercept that guy with a unit that it makes sense to intercept him with, if it's a problem, right? Where in this mode, you can't do that. It's just, well, I hope my guys are randomly set to attack the targets that they make sense to attack. And what I don't really get is in this mode, why it doesn't tell you who your guys are trying to go for, right? Because if you want to check, you have to like go through this UI one at a time and just see who the fuck they're on, right? So like she is attacking this guy, right? So she might actually intercept that guy before it gets to the one person. Okay, so you can see her win rate here. It's not that great. Like none of her win rates are that good. So if it was the dungeon mode, you could then switch to a different character and find someone that does have a good win rate and does have enough speed to intercept them. And then if you don't have that, then you block, right? And it's actually, it's pretty reasonable, and that's pretty interesting. But yeah, in this mode, it's just like, well, pick the cards that do the best. If you think they don't have a chance, to just block. And that's like the extent of your control over what the hell's happening. And see, this one, it's saying that this guy's not fighting back. Like, someone else has this guy busy, so like, this attack is free. No matter what you do, so you might as well take it at that point. Like if I blocked on this character, there'd just be no point because he's not actually being engaged. At least not by this guy. Yeah, that can happen. You can have dominating on every attack that you do and just get bad luck and get staggered. That's what I really don't like that about this game because, like I'm telling you, if I get to the boss wave and the boss just staggers me on the first turn because of bad luck, I'm probably going to lose. Although, we'll see. I don't know how much they nerfed this stage, so we'll have to see. But yeah, I did beat this stage before they nerfed it off stream a few days ago. But I kind of wish they hadn't nerfed it, though, just so I could demonstrate some of the stuff I'm talking about with, like, RNG. Because after I beat it, I did it again. And I played, I think I played better. Like, I did it again because I learned a few nuances and stuff, and I think I played better, and I lost. And it was just because I got staggered at a bad time. And, yeah, it's pretty frustrating. But yeah, I feel like your ability to prevent stagger is significantly higher in the, like, the controlled mode. Yeah, seriously, I got better on Outlaw Sailor before I beat it just by getting lucky. But I love him, by the way. He's my favorite character. I still don't know if I could do this in 10 turns, though. It's just such a long stage. But yeah, in my experience, it's way better to pick the cards that have the higher chance of success than worrying about colors. Like, the colors don't even matter that much. Unless you're trying to get someone's NP. Which it can be really good to get someone's NP, but yeah, overall it's better to go with the higher chance of success. Right now I'm not blocking at all, but I'm also higher level than I was last time. Honestly, if this game was nothing but the dungeon gameplay, I think I'd actually like this game fair enough. Because like, the dungeons are actually pretty fun, and you do have a decent amount of control over what you're doing. Now, that doesn't fix a lot of my criticisms of the game. I mean, it still has an horribly unintuitive UI, and there's a bunch of needless mechanics that are kind of just there to clutter things up. And there's no clear ways to like see what things do, right? Like when someone says like their ability does bind, you can't mouse over bind to see what bind does, right? Stuff like that is just kind of silly. Also, the game resets its resolution every time you restart the game, so you have to reset it over and over again. And yeah, the RNG thing, like with the coin flips and stuff, there is just no need for that. I think that system is just completely silly. Okay, so this guy is gonna get wrecked if someone doesn't intercept him on that one, so we'll evade. Oh, how are they getting wrecked so bad? Yeah, that's a good time to use your NP if you have it, is if you notice you're like losing a clash crazy hard. Your NP will probably turn that around for you. But yeah, basically if they're attacking, you're attacking and you win the clash, you like delete their card, which is super good. Yeah, we might beat this, but we're certainly not going to beat it in 10 turns. We're already on turn 6, and we're not on the final wave. I feel like you just would have to over-level the crap out of this, or have a setup where you can NP spam, like, all of the damn time. Okay, who is he attacking? Because if he's NPing the high HP one, I would do it. Okay, he's not. She is.
교전 시작합니다.
모을 필요는 없겠군요. 그다지 유쾌하진 않군요.
Yeah, people bring up Darkest Dungeon a lot with this game because of like the art style, but it honestly has very little to do with it combat-wise. But the few things it does have in common with it are definitely the bad things, like the RNG. Yeah, the fundamentals of like targeting and everything is just completely different in this game. Yeah, they did seem to nerf this. I think that wasn't there a third guy? Like, wasn't there another ad here? So that seems to be what they nerfed. They didn't seem to change much other than that though, because she might have had like 270 health or something like that before, but I think these guys had like 70ish health too. So yeah, they definitely nerfed it, but they didn't seem to nerf the shit out of it by any means. Yeah, I very much doubt I'm gonna win in 3 turns. So, and she has 3 actions, and like that one's evade. So whoever's attacking into that, you don't really want to think. Oh, he does have his MP. Sometimes the game is not really clear about telling you when you have it. Alright, who is attacking who here? Okay, probably still worth doing that. Okay, that one is not being retaliated against. That's on the boss. It's also on the boss, but not looking super likely at winning. Yeah, well, if I do it though, I get the bonus, but nah, I'll guard that. Okay, that's should work. Alright, let's see how they do. Yeah, if you stagger the boss here, you're so set, and if you get staggered, you're so fucked. Although, we'll see, they may have nerfed like their attack stat as well. Cause like, they did so much damage before. But yeah, it looks like they removed one of the enemies from the final wave, and I think they lowered their stats a little bit. That's what it looks like. This is thematic. Okay, we staggered him. Yeah, this does seem a lot easier than before. It's actually kind of sad though. Just because I wanted to test some stuff. But it was overtuned, like it needs to be nerfed, no question. Also, I still don't think I'm gonna win within 10 turns, so. So after you beat Chapter 2 though, you get the ability to level up your characters, like in a more typical manner. And you unlock a roguelike, but the roguelike is pretty much what you would expect out of F-Go if F-Go made a roguelike, so it's nothing that great. It's okay though, I mean it's kind of interesting I guess, but it's nothing like makes me like, oh man, this game is so good now, right? Like it's nothing like that. Alright, so she's getting wrecked no matter what she does, so good time to block. Okay, who is... He's getting wrecked by the boss, that's what that is. Sucks if everybody has to guard, because then you're not gonna... Wow, nobody can do anything to the boss, are you kidding me? I guess it's just like bad alignment or something. But yeah, if I'm not hitting it any, we're not gonna stagger. Jesus Christ, it's like none of my units attacking this guy? Oh, this is a bad turn. Pretty much every card we had was gonna lose. Wow, we're guarding and we just get staggered anyway. Oh, I see. Everyone that we were NPing with got staggered, so we didn't actually NP. Either that or they lost the clash with their NP, which that's even sillier. There's just no way I could possibly do this in 10 turns unless I got really lucky. Like, there's no way. Dude, everybody just cannot, they have like no chance of beating the boss in the clash. That's why you need to stagger, and that's what, when they didn't nerf it, that's how I beat it, was I just got lucky and I staggered her on turn 2. And then when she was staggered, I just beat the shit out of her and she died. I will say that them nerfing this stage is pretty noticeable though, because I'm quite confident if things were playing out like this before the nerf, I would have lost. Like, I only won before the nerf because of staggering the boss. That was the only reason.
모든 걸 거둬들일 순 없었어.
You gotta play those maracas. Yeah, the stagger system is too impactful, I would say. It's like, if you get staggered, it is unbelievably bad, and if you stagger them, it's unbelievably good, right? I don't like that very much. Actually, I think if we win this turn, we do win within 10 turns. And she's staggered, so we actually probably do, because you can't fail when they're staggered, so... You know, I think we did it the exact amount of turns. But yeah, that we would not have done it before the nerf, no way.
모을 필요는 없겠군요.
I wish I'd actually recorded, though, doing it before the nerf, just to prove that I did it, because I did do it, but it was just
이제
luck.
복귀할게. 교신 끝.
Oh, hey, we leveled. Okay, well, we get our stuff there. We might as well roll. Kind of want to just roll standard banner, though. I don't really care about the write-up. See if we get some good stuff here. Some egos. So when you get these dupes, you can turn them in for like upgrades for the character, like their higher rarity versions, so it's still good. But yeah, I think I have every single one of these already. We got the boys. That might be new. I'm not sure if that's her default or if that's a different one. Definitely have all the other ones though. Each season, half of it's recycled? Wait, what? So if you don't spend all of these points, they are just, that's so dumb. That is so fucking dumb. Just keep, that is so anti-free-to-play too, because that rewards doing things in a burst. You like keep paying until you get the milestone you want, and then you just get it, and you bank it, right? Where if a free-to-play is just trying to stockpile over a long period of time, they're just going to get destroyed by that. That is a horrible system. Like, is that true? That's so bad. That's one of the scummiest things. That's like losing half of your mana prisms and rare prisms in FGO like every few months. I just say it's a bit worse than that. That is messed up. This game is just not made well. Like I'm sorry to the fans of the IP, but like this game is not made well. I guess they're the character. It's kind of hard to tell with that thing. Yeah, it's restart on Kyoto.
날 보고 눈살을 찌푸린 자들은 모두 열애자로 간주하겠다.
Okay. So let's see. Because yeah, you can get these tokens for them. Because like this is if you get 400 of her tokens, you can just get this, right? And these are like really good egos. I'm pretty sure. Actually, these might be the identities. Yeah, these are the identities. These are the egos, right? They're 400 each, though. They're 400 each. But that means, like, if you got up to, like, 300 or whatever, you'd go down to 150. If what Chen is saying is true, anyway. Because, that is just... I mean, that's atrocious. Where do you see that? Like, is that accurate? Because that's messed up. Like, how long is a season? I'm guessing it's a battle pass period. I don't see anything that says that it gets cut in half. You can purchase permanently available identities and egos as well as those from past seasons. I mean, if it does cut in half and it doesn't tell you there, that is incredibly messed up. We have two stars for her. What's even the difference here? This one's green and yellow. And this one is red and orange. So here's another thing I don't like about the game, right? Like building your deck in a specific way can be really good if you want to like spam someone's ego. The thing is, like the amount of time it would take to sort through all your identities to find the correct decks, it just takes forever, right? Because like the game doesn't have like, they should have like a little thing on the card here that just shows what color they are, right? And you should be able to see that from this menu, right? Like just like right here, just show what colors their deck has in it. Right, that way if you're like, okay, I need more, let's say I'm looking for more greens, right? You can just easily scan through them and figure out which one has more greens. But it's not like that at all. Okay, we'll show off the roguelike here, because I think that's how you get XP. And like if I want to level this up and see what it does, we'll need some XP. Let's see, over here. It takes 3 of these to enter though, which is kind of extreme. Although it looks like you get it once for free every day. So you should do it once a day. Okay, I hate their upgrades in this game. They're so bad. They're so much worse than Arknights because like most of them have to do with like traits and shit that are really hard to see. It'll be like, makes a sloth unit stronger, right? And it's not easy to see who the fuck is a sloth unit. Let's see, after dealing damage using a single coin skill, that's hard to keep, that's another thing that's super hard to keep track of. Inflict 1 bleed and 1 defense down on the target. If the target already has 3 bleed, inflict bleed in addition. Okay, that's, again, like I couldn't even begin to tell you who the fuck has single coin skills or not. At the start of the 3rd turn, the lowest health ally heals 15% of their max HP. When activating a Pride Absolute Resonance, the lowest ally heals 10% of their missing HP. Like say, who the fuck is Pride? I mean, getting health is good though, you don't actually heal a lot in this mode. Yeah, I'll go with that just because. Okay. So in this mode, your levels, everyone's level 10 no matter what their actual level is, and as you work through, you can increase the level by 5 at a time. We will go with, I think he's Morocco Boy. We'll do that. Try that one out. So I have no idea what deck that is. He wants green and red. Okay, that has green but no red. This is red and no green. And then this one is, okay, we don't need any of that. So this is my favorite one for him, but it may not be the right colors. Yeah, it's not. Never used this one. That doesn't have the right colors either. Oh, okay, maybe I shouldn't have picked him at all because, yeah. Well, we'll just go with this one because it's cool. But yeah, we don't have any colors to do that stuff, unfortunately. I'll have to pick Don Quixote just to see that new one that we got. Okay, does not matter which direction I go. That is recruiting a new character. That is promoting one that you already have. I think we'll go with the promoting. I think that's really good. So we have, we cannot do his NP. I think we might be able to do his. God, how do I see? This UI is, this is so dumb. This UI is not, for no reason, this UI is not the normal team screen, right? You can click the unit and just see your ego like that. Now that's actually better, right? This UI is actually better than the default UI. But then why isn't this the default UI? Because in the default UI, if I wanted to check his ego, I'd have to click this thing over here. So then instead of it doing the select thing, it would open up his profile, right? Where this one, you can just click it and the ego's right here. Where in the normal UI, that's just not there. Like you literally can't click a tab like that to go to his ego. So, wind, yellow cabbage, purple donut. We got purple donut, we got cabbage, we got wind. So we can technically do his, but it's kind of a pain. And then hers is swords and cabbage. We have cabbage, no swords. So he is the only one that we can actually do right now.
이번 지휘도 부탁드립니다.
Hey, John. Hey, Warlock. Well, she looks cooler in this one compared to the katana one. I want like a full team of the Warp Corps guys. They're really cool. They seem to have a decent amount of them in the game.
돌격합니다.
I still have no idea what poise does. Might have to do a stagger. I think you just stagger though at these break points, I think. So he is what, purple, blue, yellow.
방해물을 제거합니다.
I don't think they carry over in between stages though, so it won't matter too much right now.
너무 쉽잖아.
You can do it though.
머리통을 박살내주마.
What the hell is she fighting with?
다음은 어디입니까?
What is happening? Why does she have alien antennas on her head? And she's like fighting with her fingers. Can't say I'm a big fan of the fighting style on that one. So she's a pretty cool character, but I hate all of her identities so far. Like all of them are lame, but I only have 2, so her default's fine, but your default is bad in my experience, so.
이게 옳은 선택일까?
B-Corp people are cockroaches? Yikes! Well, we know how to pick them then. I know W-Corp is like about warping and like they have a teleportation train and all that, and these guys are like cleaning up bad incidents that happen. Essentially, but yeah, I don't think I ever saw anything about G-Corp.
돌격합니다.
Apparently they're psychic cockroaches though. Also, she lost her clash. It's slightly better, but we could use a yellow.
머리통을 박살내주마.
그다지 유쾌하진 않군. 모을 필요는 없겠군요.
Look, he's got an axe, right? He's doing it. He's doing it proper.
다음은 머리다.
Yeah, I haven't really read the story of this game. I've just read the story of the other games, and I kind of skimmed over a lot of it. Oh, he's incapacitated. Doesn't matter then.
공격. 다음은 어디입니까?
Poise is crit rate? Whose idea was that? Like, what the fuck? Also, why didn't he just call it crit rate at that point? But, that's so weird. The more poise you have, the higher your chance. Why on earth didn't he just call it crit rate then? I can't even imagine what the connection is there. At the start of the turn, apply 2 damage up to a random ally. Prioritize allies with lust skill. I have no idea who that would be. The start of combat phase of all enemies. Okay, if it's like the targeted one. Have burn, inflict 2 burn. Alright, that's pretty specific. After dealing damage using a single coin skill, inflict 1 bleed, 1 defense down. Gets that one again. I guess about this just because it can't really be bad. So more attack is good. we get a promote off of this, I think. Now, I could just level him up again and make him, like, crazy strong, but we'll keep it a bit even here.
이게 옳은 선택일까?
So what I'm getting is if something says gain 1 poise, what it's actually saying is gain 1 crit rate, right? Is that common to understand this? If you lower their poise, you're lowering their crit rate. Again, I don't know why they didn't just word it as crit rate, but like this game is just all about being convoluted for some reason. I really did not play a lot off stream. I literally just did 218 and then the dungeon. That was it. 'Cause, I mean, we were pretty much done with chapter 2 when I stopped streaming, so there's one stage to do and that was it. Okay, that is a little mid on the chances there. Let's see, what is his thing? You know what? Yeah, let's see if he can evade.
머리통을 박살내주마.
Nope. Yeah, no, I streamed all of chapter 2. Okay, nope, nope, nope. That's an evade right there.
돌격합니다.
That was like a guaranteed loss. Although I think they just attacked the guy that was attacking him, so the evade was actually pointless. No, yeah, we did. Okay, that sucks. It's really, see, that happens a lot in this mode when you can't you can't choose your targets. I think what happened was we staggered the guy that was going to attack him. I think that's what it was. Whoops. So, 1 blue.
방해물을 제거합니다.
This cockroach nonsense, though. Well, she lost.
자.
다음에는 머리다.
그다지 유쾌하진 않.
Our Morocco boy absolutely dominating. Of course, he's got his NP to attack a guy that has 6 health left. Very useful, that. See, if it was the targeted mode, I could tell him to NP this guy, right? And because this guy goes first, that would just kill this guy before he could attack her, right? Which would actually be really useful. See, that's what I'm talking about. This is why I don't like the way they do this. It's like, he's a speed of 4, he's a speed of 4, this guy's gonna beat the shit out of her, right? And he could stop that, but because he just randomly is attacking this guy, I can't, right? And she's gonna get bodied.
머리통을 박살내줘.
Oh man, you killed the stunned guy with 6 health. Somehow that lets him target switch. Okay, I don't know why it works that way, but... Sure, game, why not? Do I level her? Yeah. Having a level 10 I figure is not great. Alright, this is the boss. Her HP is pretty bad right now.
목적지까지 가기 위하여.
I mean, we clearly could stop it, because we just did. And you can have a 4 beat a 4, like, all the time. Okay. That one's got a better chance. That one is the same, but we need a yellow.
방해물을 제거합니다.
Damn, we lost. Weird that this is the oh, I see, this guy has 200 health. That's what's going on. I was about to say, kind of weird that it's a boss fight and there's only 2 enemies. So I need the blue, and that's actually it.
방해물을 제거합니다.
There, actually won both of those. Not that one.
너무 쉽잖아.
Well, the boss fight seems to be easier than the stage prior because there's only two guys, and even though this guy has a lot of health, I mean, he's by himself, we're just gonna beat the shit out of him.
머리통을 박살내주마.
Yeah, okay, well, I kinda deserve that. And we got staggered. And he got the coin like every fucking time. I just had to say something, didn't I?
지운다.
자.
If we can stagger him, we'll be fine. We did, okay. Dude, she's got 24 health. Good thing we staggered him though, so we shouldn't have any problems now. The blue.
방해물을 제거합니다.
자.
He actually seems really good, his abilities. I've noticed he, is quite useful.
돌격합니다.
Alright, no one died.
수많은 것들이 옥죄어 온다.
Hey, Rabbit. So the ego is like separate from the identity, because basically you have your core characters and they take on the identity of a bunch of different people and stuff. But the ego, which is your NP, is separate from that. So you can have an ego of one thing and an identity of another. So they just don't match very much, which kind of sucks to be honest, because it does look kind of stupid. But yeah, it just kind of is what it is. Green Spirit, that is clearly the best one. Let's see, after damaging a non-staggered enemy by using Gluttony skill, I mean, I don't know who has a Gluttony skill, or inflicting Tremor using skill effects, randomly inflict total of 4 Tremors on all enemies. That is very hard to follow what the fuck that even means. Yeah, I know you can have a bunch of ego equipped, I know. This is not, surprising. It's kind of dumb too because it just rewards pay to win like so much because you just have more options all the time. Like I think I have one character with 2 egos and that's it. Anyway, deal 10% damage and take negative 20% damage against enemies with bleed. That's not bad. Allies with pride skills deal 20% plus damage and take 30% less damage against enemies with bleed. I don't remember if I actually have any units with bleed right now, but I could always, my next pick, I could just pick someone with bleed. After defeating an enemy by using envy or slash damage, so fucking random, skill, gain 2 slash power up for 2 turns. When activating envy, absolute resonance, apply attack, blah blah blah. I don't know if, you know, I'm gonna go with this one because I can just pick someone that has bleed. Seems decent. Oh, okay, you can't check their shit, so I couldn't tell you if they have bleed or not. We'll go with Don Quixote because they got a new thing here. Hey, Star. Alright, any bleed here. Gain 2 poise. Haste, more poise, so a lot of crit stuff. Rupture, fragile, don't know what any of that does. That's a face, by the way. Nope, no bleed. We guessed. Probably should have picked a katana person. That's the kind of thing I could see them putting bleed on. We'll go with this one just to see what it does. Okay, we don't heal. That's a bit rough. That is a recruit another character. That's a heal spot. Probably gonna want to go for that. Because we're in bad shape there. There's no... God, this screen scrolls so slowly. What the hell? Anyway, there's no... like, rank up one. So I figure we should just go straight, grab that, then go like that. Did any of these fuckers have bleed? I don't think so. Yeah, maracas, I don't think are gonna make bleed. Well, maybe someday. Maybe someone's NP has bleed, but...
기차와 같이 달려나가겠소!
I mean, you can get egos without paying. It's just gonna take a hell of a lot longer, obviously. Like, they make getting characters pretty easy, but getting egos is pretty tough. I think I've only gotten one ego this entire time. It's like the tree one. Oh, cool! It's another Warp Corpse one. I didn't realize that. Yeah, that's nice. But yeah, the thing is, it doesn't matter. Like, people are always trying to defend this game, dude. It's honestly just stupid. Like, there's just blatant, horrible design in this game, and people try to copium defend it all the time. But it's like, having extra egos is objectively good, right? Because like, right now I just have this, but when you get the other egos, you don't lose this one. You just have other ones in the other slots, right? So odds are, you're gonna have the requirement of something, right? Like if you have 5 egos equipped, somebody's gonna be able to ego almost every fucking turn. This is actually, I think, the worst gacha business model I have seen in recent years. And like, I follow this industry, sadly, pretty closely, and yeah, this is probably the worst one that I've seen. It's actually the worst gacha game in many ways. Like, it's got some decent core combat, especially when you do the like harder mode, where you get to like actually pick where you're attacking and stuff. That is legitimately fairly fun, but this game has massive problems. I mean, it's just like amateur. There's so many problems with it that are just like, it just has bad UI. It doesn't give you information cleanly. Like them calling crit poise, you know, shit like that is just stupid. The resolution resets every time you start up the game and things like that. There's so much wrong with this game. Okay, probably not worse than Diablo. Now, Diablo, I think, was more polished. I never played it because fuck Blizzard, but from what I saw of it, Diablo Immortal was very polished, but Diablo Immortal was probably the absolute scummiest game that I have seen in quite a while. That was so messed up. Like, their gacha was like doing a dungeon, but you could only get the loot from the dungeon if you actually like, paid to get the loot. Oh my god, there's so I don't even want to start on Diablo. That game just did everything wrong. You absolutely can ego every turn, and Cairo has already shown that. Like, Cairo very quickly it can got it set up where you can ego every turn. And hell, I can even do it right now. Not maybe in the roguelike because my units are pretty random. But if you min-max your deck and cards, it's very easy to ego every turn, especially if you've got 5 fucking egos in every character.
돌격합니다.
I mean, FCO's not really that bad when it comes to business model. FCO's bad when it comes to just quality. So just like, no game modes ever. No story replay. You know, really clunky UI, right? That's FCO's. But FCO's business model is fine. They give out so much free currency. They have a safety net now. The pull rates are decent. And the big thing that makes FCO really fair is just their low stars are really good. Like, there's just never much. It's getting a little worse, I guess. The game's getting harder, right? And the low stars aren't getting much stronger, so it's getting a little bit worse. But yeah, as much as I don't like a lot of the things FCO does, FCO is very fair with its business model. Now, you could complain about it maybe before the safety net, and the safety net obviously is not the best on the market or anything, but yeah, overall, I'd say it's pretty good. Okay, don't do the yellow card. Big no on that one. Okay, I don't think they're actually going to attack him because I'm pretty sure someone else is intercepting them first. So even though he would lose... Well, no, I think if he attacks and he becomes... Let me see. We can check like this. Yeah, if he does the attack, then he does end up clashing with this one. Which he would probably lose. Well, it's pretty 50-50. We'll do that.
돌격합니다.
수많은 것들이 옥죄어온다.
Yeah, I guess Genshin's decently fair too because, one, you can also do everything with the free-to-play characters in that game, and then two, they've got the whole safety net carryover thing, but almost no game does that. I'm actually surprised Genshin does that. The thing about Genshin is the game is just so fucking boring, so... Yeah, FGO does need to add low-star extra classes. Especially when you look at, like, some of the challenge quests recently, and like the advanced quests and stuff, like the BB and all that, they do need to do that.
머리통을 박살내주마.
공격!
지금이 기회인 것 같소.
I don't know why you're still trying to argue this point, dude. It's like having 5 egos so you have more options is just objectively better. There is no way around this, and loads of people have already proven this, like through streaming and videos and stuff. It's like if you have more egos that have more card combos, you have significantly more options throughout the gameplay. And it's not like you need the same unit using the same ego every turn, right? Because the more egos you have, with the more card combos you have, it makes it easier to, like, every turn make sure somebody or a couple of people are egoing, and you can just bounce around which ones are doing it, right? That is objectively better than if you just have the free-to-play ones. And it's not close. Like, it's not close. The just free-to-play setups are so much fucking weaker in this game. But that's really not the big problem in this game. The big problem in this game is just how fucking convoluted everything is and how outrageously RNG everything is. I mean, every goddamn action in this game, they just decided to add mountains of RNG on it. Like the rolling and coin flip system is just fundamentally absurdly RNG compared to most combat systems. And then some dumbass now is gonna be all like, it's about managing RNG, blah 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 blah.
다음은 어디요?
Oh my god, though, FGO coming out today and like confirming that they hired a bunch of college kids, dude. And then the important roles are still unfilled. I just don't understand how Tight Moon and Aniplex and all that, like in charge of FGO, I don't get how they don't just, because they've been trying to hire a UI lead for like 2.5 years. It might even be longer than that. It's been a really long time. Right, they were looking for a UI lead before they switched to Lizangle, right? And, you know, you can look on the website, they don't pay very well, right? You can literally see on the website, they don't pay very well. So I'm like, after all these years where they have been unable to get a UI lead and a bunch of other high-end positions filled, I don't see how they haven't gone like, oh, we just need to bite the bullet and pay better. Right? Like if we want to get somebody that knows what they're doing and is qualified, right, we need to just bite the bullet and pay better. Right? Especially when they make so much money. Like it's been years. It's one thing if you don't fill the role in like a month, right? But it's been multiple years and they haven't gotten a UI lead. And it shows because their UI is one of the worst on the market. actually might even be the worst one on the market, but I have no idea why they haven't just been like, hey, yeah, we just gotta pay better, right? Just bite the bullet, get it over with, get somebody in here. After dealing 12 HP damage with a single skill, inflict 2 rupture on the target. If the skill dealt / damage inflict. God, I hate this game. Like, I just fundamentally hate this game. It's like, it's just designed ground up to be convoluted, right? They just have effect on effect on effect on effect and all these like sub conditions, and it's all RPG stuff, right? And it's not just this mode, you know, never mind the roguelike, but they do so much nonsense with like, you need to be this specific type to work with this thing to like affect the boss effectively or whatever, right? Like they're just always doing stuff with all these, they're not interesting things. It's not like, okay, this boss does a lot of damage, so you want to bring like a unit that can, it's not a really good comparison, but like in FGO, right, if you got like an AoE boss, you bring a unit that has like AoE survival for the team, right? Stuff like that. This game doesn't do this. This game is more like about matching the arbitrary RPG checkboxes, right? And they just make everything overly convoluted in this. I cannot believe how convoluted this game is. Like how, like they call crit poise. That is just stupid, right? That is just like straight up stupid, and that's just making it harder for people to understand stuff. Because I keep seeing people defend this game, and like when people were stuck on 218 and stuff, everyone just kept saying, get good, you're just not good enough. Like, this game's hard. This game's not hard. Like, your decision making, especially in that style of stage, is literally pick the card that is the most favorable against the enemy, and if you can't pick the card that's favorable, you should defend yourself instead, right? And then try to work in, you know, building up your egos while you're at it, right? That's it! That is the extent of your decision making in like the basic game mode. Now there's a bit more decision making, right, in the other mode, but no one's struggling with the other mode, right? Because it's that easy. Like, it's crazy to me that people keep acting like the complaints people have with this game is like they're just not good enough to understand it. When you actually break it down, when you remove all the arbitrary layers of just horseshit in this game, the actual decisions you're making are incredibly basic. They're some of the most basic I've actually seen in, you know, a game like this, right? Other than some like the really old ones, but like it's really simple shit, right? They're just trying to like add a bunch of convoluted layers of nonsense on top of it to make it seem like it's complicated, right? And make it seem like it's some big skillful thing. It's not. It's just arbitrary nonsense. But the dungeon, I will say, the dungeon mode is decent. It does remove a lot of the complaints I have with this game, but it doesn't change any of it doesn't change the RNG with the coin flips and the rolling. It doesn't change how convoluted the terminology is and how much just, you know, you can't just have an effect that just does X. It has to do this because of this, and like if you're this type and that type, it's just so fucking pointless. It's like there's no reason for all that nonsense, and they're just trying to find like ways to force you to mix up your team really often, and not mix up the team because like the unit's inherent abilities make sense, but because the unit, you know, checks certain check boxes for like RPG stuff, right? Like that's like their whole design here, and that's just lazy. I think that's like a way of trying to add air quotes depth to the game without actually putting in the work. What game are you talking about, Saber Nero? At the start of combat phase, if all enemies or all abnormalities parts have... Why when I scroll down? Okay, there we go. Where the fuck? I'm trying to like have burn, then I scroll down and burn's gone. So what the fuck? Anyway, if all abnormality parts have burn, inflict 2 combat... I swear, is it skipping part of the text here? Like... At the start of combat phase, if all enemies or all abnormality parts have burn, inflict 2 combat phases if all enemies? Like that, this is not a sentence. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's skipping over a line of text here. Amazing translation, by the way. That's another thing, is there's a bunch of stuff in this game that's not translated properly. And sometimes it's still in Korean. Like, never mind it being worded badly, like sometimes it's just still in Korean. Let's see, when dealing damage... No, it's not that I can't read properly, this game just can't scroll down correctly, because what it's doing is acting like there's a bunch of extra text, when there's literally 1 line of text. Like, which you could, by the way, you could fit right here if you didn't have the scroll down. I just love these people that, like, come into my chat, and they're just, all they're trying to do is, like, defend the game constantly, right? and like it to the point of just irrationality. Like nothing can be wrong with my perfect game because I like the IP, because I like library a lot, so that this game's got to be good. Like literally, you go from reading here, and it moves it completely wrong, right? Like that text box, it makes no sense. And like this one's better because you have like the space, and you actually need to scroll down because there's 3 rows of text, so it's not like needlessly jarring. God, this game is so convoluted though. I mean, like every effect is just a whole bunch of nonsense based on a whole bunch of other criteria, right? So it's so unclear what the hell you're doing. Let's see. I cannot stand that in this screen. Again, there's no defending this nonsense. It's like you should be able to look at what they do, right? Like if you want to, like, you know, I got that bleed thing, so I want to check someone that has bleed. You should be able to just check your units and, you know, see, okay, this one has bleed. But no, you can't check anything here, so you have to just already know what the unit did. And then never mind the unit, right? You can have like 8 or 9 identities in the long run, and you're gonna memorize every single one of them. I don't think I've ever used this one. These colors aren't like super, well, no, red and blue is okay. I always go with that one. I tell you, what actually really frustrates me about this game is the player base constantly defending it and acting like there's no problems, right? Like people acting like this game is acceptable. I just think it's so fucking ridiculous, and it's like that'll never get the game to get better. Like I was just reading the forums and shit and like Reddit and everything, and the amount of people that their amazing defense for this game is just get good, like it's Dark Souls or something, right? It's ridiculous. Like they act like it's this big complicated game that you just have to be 10,000 IQ to understand. You know, meanwhile the actual decision making is just, it's a joke, right? It's so simple. Like this game is outrageously simple. It's just really, really convoluted.
이게 옳은 선택일까?
Well, it's not just my chat. I mean, it's because this is an established IP. That's why. It's because this game had 2 games prior, right? Lobotomy Corpse and Library of whatever the fuck. And those games were, you know, really popular, right? People really like the universe and the story and everything. And so they're emotionally invested already. So they gotta defend the game's honor, right? Even though the game's, for the most part, a pile of shit. I mean, it has a few things going for it. You know, again, the dungeon mode is decent, but you barely get to play the dungeon mode, so. And Fate, by the way, Fate fans do the same thing, right? Like when Fate Extella Link came out, right? Which is a horrible video game, right? I love Fate and everything, but like Fate Extella Link is an absolute garbage video game, right? It is unbelievably shallow. It is super floaty. It's terrible. I mean, it's such a bad game, even for the genre, right? Because it's like a Dynasty Warriors game. But even for a Dynasty Warriors game, it's bad. And you just had so many Fate fans just coming out trying to defend it, acting like it's fine and blah blah. It's not fine. That game is garbage. But yeah, it's because Fate is, you know, very established IP, right? So, I mean, literally anytime Fate makes anything, you have just all these like copium defenders trying to act like, you know, it's great when it is. Like God, there's people that still to this day defend Fate Extra, like that, like its gameplay's not that bad, right? Like they normally won't defend it and say it's good. I don't think anyone's that delusional at this point, but they try to act like it's not that bad. It's literally paper, rock, scissors, and they make you RPG grind while just playing paper, rock, scissors all the time. Like like you have to do a massive amount of grinding in that game to progress. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, that's what we're defending? But yeah, Lobotomy Corpse and Library, and then this one. But yeah, because of those other games being really popular, it's making people very delusional. And like, I think the IP is cool, right? Like, I didn't know about it until this game, but I looked into it, I watched videos and read stuff online and whatnot. I was like, yeah, the story and characters are pretty interesting, right? Like, it's just fine, but that doesn't excuse shit game design and just bad UI. And so, like, here's an example, right? So look at, like, Elden Ring, right? Because Elden Ring, obviously, is, although a new IP, is very closely connected to Dark Souls and Demon Souls and all that, right? So, it, obviously it already had a following, right? But Elden Ring got more of a spotlight on it than any of the games prior, right? So you had way more new players than ever, a lot of mainstream people playing it, right? That kind of thing. And most of the people that were playing it, that were new to it, were still really liking it, right? Because it's made well, right? Even though it's a hard to understand game, if you haven't played those games before, right? It was overwhelmingly positively received, right? And then the few people that really didn't like it were normally making criticisms that were just bullshit, right? They had no idea what they were talking about. They weren't used to games that were more difficult and that kind of thing. Now that doesn't really defend the get good response, right? That's still not an articulate defense of anything, right? That's just the automatic naysaying of what the other person's saying, right? Without actually getting into it. But the thing is, you could see where a lot of the criticism was bullshit, especially because the majority of people that were playing it that were not fans of the series were enjoying it, right? Where what I've already seen with this game is most of the people that are new to it are annoyed as shit with it and are like, why is it so convoluted? Why is there so much RNG? I can't tell what anything does because you just have all these bullshit systems in the way of everything, right? And the only people that are acting like it's fine are the people that are just already a fan of the series, right? Now again, there is good shit here. It's not like everything about it is bad, right? If you can get through all the convoluted nonsense and the crappy UI and stuff, especially in the dungeon mode, right? It does have some okay stuff, but it's nothing to write home about, right? This is not, really. I think the best thing about the game is the universe and the, the art direction and that kind of stuff. I think that's the best part about it. I don't think the gameplay is really all that great.
머리통을 박살내주마.
그다지 유쾌하진 않군요.
Yeah, TM doesn't ever hire good game devs, so that has been a problem. I think the first time that they've hired someone of like note is recently with that Fate Samurai they're making, right? But was it Konami? But like Konami doesn't, even though there are more, I don't know, recognized dev, they're not really a dev that has ever really impressed me with their game quality, even though they're a major name and all that. I don't remember if it's Konami or whatever, but I know it's the guys that have made all the Dynasty Warriors games, and they're working with the Nintendo to make the Zelda ones and all that. But yeah, they're a dev of note, right? I'm sure they cost more to hire than pretty much anyone else they've ever hired in their entire history, but would not be my first pick. And also, back on Elden Ring real quick, it's not like Elden Ring doesn't have some problems, right? It does. It is not a perfect game at all. There is plenty of legitimate criticisms of it. But the thing is, most people that had not played Dark Souls or Demon Souls still enjoyed the game, right? Like, overwhelmingly. It was very positively received. Most of the people that were like criticizing it were just, no offense, but kind of stupid and just didn't like hard video games, right? They blamed the game for being hard. But like, this game's not even hard. This game is convoluted, right? Like, the actual decision-making process is quite simple. I mean, they may improve some of the stuff in this game. I will say there's a few things in this game that I think are unfixable. Like, the coin flip and rolling stuff, that is just fundamental to what the game is, so they're not fixing that. And like they could do a few things though. Like, one, some of the UI is just like needless, right? Like for example, how in the roguelike you're able to easily see what your ego does and what your identity does without having like tab between the two different team screens, right? They could just incorporate that into all the team screens, and that would be really nice. and like the targeting thing. They could make it a lot easier to see who your units are targeting. Now that's not a problem in the dungeon mode, but in like the other stuff, it is a pretty big problem. That's easy to fix though. That's really easy to fix, and like the terminology is easy to fix, right? They could just call poise crit for fuck's sakes and things like that. So there are things that they could fix that would make the game a lot better, but there is some fundamental stuff there's no way you're fixing. Like you couldn't really remove the coin flipping nonsense and the rolling stuff because that is the combat system, right? Like that there's really no fixing that. Well, so like here's the difference, right? You can play a game you don't like and articulate why you don't like that genre, because I've done that before. Like when I played that Symphony of the what was that game called? I can never remember. It was that game where they're based off of the Castlevania games, but it was like a spiritual successor. They made the 2D one first, and they made like the 3D one. It was like a Kickstarter thing, like Blood Curse or Moon something, whatever the fuck. But Bloodstain. I don't know why I can never remember that. But yeah, it's like Bloodstain something Night, Bloodstain something Moon, right? It was like those games. But anyway, I hate that genre of game, right? And I could very clearly articulate why and the beef I have with it and like why I don't enjoy it. But I could still also say it was a very well-made game, right? It still actualized what it was aiming to actualize very well. So even though I hated it, I still thought it was a well-put-together game, right? This game is not like that, right? I mean, for God's sakes, in some ways, like what the game is trying to be, I would like, right? But it's actualizing it so poorly that I don't, right? And same thing for like Elden Ring, right? If you don't like hard games, that's fine. But the problem is a lot of those people couldn't even... I will say difficult games are very hard to analyze if you're not good. Because you can't really interface with what the boss is, or the game is about, right? So a lot of the people that like don't like Elden Ring, they could not have a conversation about like boss hitboxes, recovery frames, travel time on attacks, what's fair and reasonable, and like, telegraphs versus what happens. They can't have a lot of that stuff is really important in an action game or a hard game like Elden Ring. But a lot of the people that don't like Elden Ring they wouldn't know if it was good or bad if it like slapped them in the face, right? Because unless you're getting more hardcore about it and you really understand a lot of the more complicated stuff, you're not going to really know what makes a good action game, right? Like a lot of people that don't like Elden Ring, they're not going to like Ninja Gaiden Black, for example, and they couldn't tell you what the difference between Ninja Gaiden Black's like design philosophy is compared to Elden Ring. They couldn't tell you. They have no idea, right? And difficult games are somewhat unique like that, just because they do have a higher barrier of entry to even get to like a point of understanding, right? Where some other game genres are not like that, where it's a lot easier to kind of break them down. Because like, I really like Souls games and action games and all that, and but I have a lot of criticisms of Elden Ring. I really do, right? Even though I like the game overall, it's one of my favorite games I've played in a really long time. I have some pretty huge criticisms of it, but they're criticisms that you wouldn't even understand unless you knew action games really well and were better at them, right? Because a lot of my criticisms are things like frame data on the bosses not really being fair sometimes, and like their animation telegraphing one thing and then the attack comes out with no travel time, right? So you can't reaction it, right? Things like that. Those are really specific things though that you're not going to really get unless you're more hardcore, I guess. That being said, though, if I was like a review company, right, like IGN or whatever, whoever I put in charge of reviewing a more hardcore game, be it Elden Ring or something like Ninja Gaiden Black back in the day, I would make sure there's someone that doesn't necessarily like this series, but somebody that knows how to play that style of game, right? So they can actually talk about the game design. 'Cause that's the thing. A lot of the criticism from Elden Ring is from people that they don't even know what's going on game design wise. They can't even break the game down, right? Like they're just so overwhelmed by it. That's not the person you want to be reviewing it. Even if they don't like the game, right? You want someone reviewing it that at least is going to understand, what the hell they're looking at. Yeah, Bloodborne is the one game I have not played, but really want to. I am so curious, because I've made sure not to watch spoilers of Bloodborne. I don't know any of the bosses. I haven't seen any of their attack patterns and stuff. I'm really curious to see how I feel about the Bloodborne boss design and the way they do like boss attacks and stuff. compared to Elden Ring, right? Like I want to know if it's like more like Dark Souls 3 or in between, or you know, or what. So I'm really curious about that. Most people say like Bloodborne has really good boss design. That's what a lot of people say. So I hope it lives up to the praise. Everybody's staggered, so pretty casual turn for me there. So you can fight abnormalities in this game mode, and I just somehow haven't. I think it has to be the tiles that have like the skull on it or whatever. But we haven't really been able to do any of those because they've needed to get like power-ups and stuff. Okay, she is still half dead. I'll have to check the map if I've got a heal spot. Although if we make it to turn 3, she'll actually heal herself a little bit. I will say, that is true for all FromSoft games. I don't think they've ever made a good NPC fight ever. They're all terrible. And it's because they don't have good enough AI to control a player-type character that's using the rules you're using in an intelligent enough way to be challenging. So to make them, like, challenging, they have to cheat. That's what it is, right? Like, they cannot make AI good enough to play like the player does, so they have to cheat. And they cheat by making them, like their health to damage ratio is way different than yours, right? So you'll have to hit them a bunch of times, and they'll only have to hit you, you know, a couple of times. It's generally like the real meat of it. And then they're normally input reading, right? Like they dodge based on just input reading and stuff like that. And to be fair, it is, for games like that, it is complicated to make a good AI that can compete with a player, right? It's not easy to do that. My thing is either come up with the good AI to be able to compete with a player properly and legitimately and follow the rules correctly, or just don't have the player fight symmetrically against, you know, AI that's, you know, based off the player character, right? Because it's easier to do AI for a big boss because it's not symmetrical, right? It's okay that they're working with a completely different toolkit than you. But like all the you know, NPCs that you fight, like NPC bosses or whatever in Souls games, they like have almost unlimited stam, right? They have so much more endurance than you could ever have and things like that. And it's because, again, their AI is just so bad that if they actually followed the rules you're following, they would just be the easiest thing ever to kill. Okay, so that's probably an abnormality battle, which I'd actually like to do, but I think I need to heal. Because she's still pretty fucked up, and they're a little fucked up, and we're about to do a boss fight, so... I wonder if you get better rewards, though, for beating abnormalities. I've done the roguelike one time before, but I didn't pay attention. Like, if you got more loot from doing those. I ended up finding a lot of those anyway, though, just because I wanted to see what they were. But yeah, I didn't really pay attention to what kind of loot I got.
목적지까지 가기 위하여.
Limbus is pretty mid. I like the dungeons. I think the dungeons are good. Almost everything else in the game, though, I think is pretty bad. I think the UI is bad. The terminology is really bad and just needlessly confusing. I've never seen a game that has such a simple combat system convoluted so much that it's hard to understand, right? It's crazy. Because when you do break it down and look at like the actual decisions you're making, this game is just not that complicated. These dungeon fights, though, where you get to pick what you're doing, these are way better. Like, these fights are so much better. That doesn't fix all like the bullshit terminology problems and stuff, though. Like calling crit poise, it's like, why? Who's gonna read +2 poise and think that's crit up? Or so you attack the enemy and lower their poise by 2 and think that's crit down. I mean, like, what the hell? And you can't mouse over poise for it to tell you that, right? It's nonsense. And so, okay, this criticism here does not apply right now because we're in the dungeon mode, right? but it is super annoying that when you click this button in the other mode, right, where it's RNG who your guys attack, it's really stupid that this doesn't show you who they're planning on attacking. Because this is the crux of it, right? This is super annoying, and this is not a problem in this mode because you again can just control who's doing what. But you might have a situation, right, where one of your units is going to be attacking somebody that is very unfavorable, right? So it's going to go very badly for them. So when you see that, your knee-jerk reaction then is to, okay, if the clash is going to go really badly, I should evade or defend, you know, etc. Right? But then what can happen is someone else is actually going to get to that enemy first and clash with them, so then they're not actually going to have that interaction, right? So there was no point in evading, right? And you can check, right? What you have to do is like constantly go into the attack wheel back and forth, just check who the fuck is attacking who, and it takes forever, right? Just to do something very simple, right, to see if you should defend or not, it takes way too long. Where in this mode it's fine, because if, for example, I don't know if this guy has anything that's unfavorable. Okay, like this one's least favorable, right? This one we could easily lose, right? But so this is so much clearer though, because let's say I had already decided she was attacking that guy.
조언이 필요하십니까?
Let's see, she is going second, I think. No, she's third. So let's say she was already set to attack that guy, and when I'm checking this guy to see what I'm doing, you can see what happens, right? So now again, this is not exactly the most clear UI-wise, but so right now, if I tell him to attack this guy, because I can see he's the one that's actually going to do the fight, because she's already set to attack him, but it's showing me get the clash bar, right? So I know that that's because he's going first. Now, you know, it's because he's 5 and she's a 4, but like, you know, you can have people that are both 4s and, you know, all kinds of nonsense. But so once I've done this and I've selected he wants to do this, I can clearly see what's going to happen. See, now I can click this button, right, and I see she's attacking him, but she's not being retaliated against from this guy in any way, right? But like this guy's trying to attack her. But then if I deal with that guy, right, so let's say I tell... This is why this mode is so much fucking better. So now, see, look, I've told this guy to attack this guy. Now she's not being attacked anymore, right? She's not being intercepted by this guy anymore. So now I can see when I click this button that she's just attacking this guy for free, right? Nothing bad is going to happen because the one attack that was coming her way, he's intercepting. And then, yeah, he might fail, but he'll still be the one that gets attacked, right? So this is like really clear, right? This is really clear and pretty reasonably you can see what's going to happen, right? Who's attacking who, right? Who's going to be because like right now there'd be no, even if this guy was originally attacking her, which he wasn't, but let's just say this guy was originally attacking her, and if she had clashed, it was unfavorable, right? Because so for example, if this guy was clashing with this guy, it's unfavorable, right? But now I could see that I don't have to worry about that because she's not clashing anymore, because this other guy's dealing with it. Where when you play the other game mode, right, where it's all random who the fuck is going where, trying to actually figure out like what the fuck is happening is so much harder, just because like they don't really have a UI. Like when you click this button, it doesn't actually show you who the fuck your guys are attacking in that mode. You have to like go into the wheel thing and see it. It's just super annoying for no reason. But yeah, the dungeon mode is a lot better because you do have some tactics, like who's trying to intercept who wants to go for a clash, and if the clash is bad, then maybe you should block or try to get someone else to clash with them first, right? Like, that, you know, that's cool. It's not like the most complicated thing I've ever seen in my life. There's people out here trying to act like this game is, you know, the hardest game ever made or something. But, you know, it's fun. You know, it's a good time. But yeah, you don't actually get to do this dungeon mode very often. That's the thing. If the gameplay was this all of the time, I would actually say this game's pretty bearable. That would not excuse how unclear it is, though. I'll say that. Like, all of this is just bullshit UI. I don't even get... I am so confused as to how they made this game so confusing. Because, again, it's pretty damn simple. It's so weird to me how many people, like, on the forums and stuff are trying to act like this game is so complicated. It's really simple, right? Like literally what you're doing, like with the clashing and attacking and stuff, not that complicated. But they find a way to communicate it in a way that is so obtuse that it like seems complicated, right? It's almost like they tried to make it obtuse. I don't think that's the case, though. I suspect the reason why this game is so obtuse and convoluted is just the devs aren't really experienced in making a game like this. And I do know they're like a small, you know, they're a small company, right? And when you're a small company, you're not always going to have the staff on hand that's experienced at the thing that you're doing. So for example, you might have no one and your company that's really good at making UI. Because UI is actually really complicated. You know, people take it for granted a lot in video games, but making efficient, clear, understandable, and also just good-looking UI is really hard, right? It's not just like the buttons and stuff. It's things like this, right? Making things like this clear and understandable, right? That's not easy. It's actually something that takes a lot of experience and trial and error, and you know, it's something you have to develop, right? No one's going to naturally be good at making UI. So if you're an indie dev and you just don't have anyone on staff that's good at making UI, you just got to wing it, right? You just got to do your best, right? Someone has to become the UI guy and just do the best they can, and then as you make more games, you try to learn, right? And so to be fair, I'm not like trying to throw the company under a bus here. As far as I'm aware, they've only made 3 games ever. And like Lobotomy Corpse was a completely different gameplay style and that kind of thing. So it's understandable for like a small dev to not, you know, be doing everything perfect. That being said, though, it is still surprising to me how convoluted this game is for how simple it is. Because I've seen a lot of other indie devs that aren't super good at UI, and they also have simple combat systems. And although their UI is not great, it's not like crazy convoluted and whatnot. And I don't know, some of it might be translation issues too, like them calling crit poise and a lot of weird stuff like that. Some of that just might be they really have a bad translation, but I mean, this stuff is pretty fucking confusing, especially in the other game mode. Like in this game mode, it's pretty easy to understand who's doing what, but the thing is, that's another thing though, and I think this is pretty hard to disagree with. The very nature of this game having 2 game modes that are so similar to each other, that operate ultimately very differently, right? And I know why. I definitely know what's going on here. What the devs are trying to do is they are trying to make the generic farmy stages you don't care about a lot easier and quicker to play. That's the whole problem here, right? Because what they're trying to do is make it so when you're doing the filler stages, you can just kind of not pay attention, and because it's like so random with who your guys are attacking, you don't have to care about it too much, and just click buttons until it's over, right? And then, but they want to have their cake and eat it too, because then they want other combat segments that are, you know, more meaningful and harder and whatnot. And that's just confusing as fuck, right? Having sometimes you have control over your targeting, and sometimes you don't, and then the surrounding UI changes, right? That's the thing. It's not just that you now have control over who you target. A lot of the UI changes because of that, right? But they have a lot of like UI elements that are shared. So for like example, works really differently in this mode and the other mode, but it looks the same, right? That's just not intuitive to a player. And in my opinion, what they should have done is they should not have made the simpler game version. The like dumbed down mode that you play 90% of the time, that just shouldn't exist. It should only be this game mode, right? Because if it was only this game mode, the very first tutorial could have just straight up told you, right? You know, you can click and drag your card to decide who you want to attack, and then you can see what the result is, right? Then you can see who's going where, and then as you drag more attacks to other targets, you know, you'll start to see more information about, like, you know, again, who's flashing, who's not, and then people will start looking out and figuring it out from the get-go, right? And then no problem. And then just never have that other mode that's, you know, way more random. Just don't do that. And then what you do to make the filler stuff easier to play is you can just have like this automated thing that you can click here. Just have this work better, and when it's a filler stage, to avoid all the clicking and stuff, you can just let people click the auto thing, right? Or just don't have filler stages that are boring. I think that's probably the better way of doing it. But yeah, I think the simple mode is the problem. The simple mode just does not teach people how to play the game properly, and then it's just super confusing between the 2 game modes. And also, the simple mode is just awful because, and this is why they nerfed 218, because I don't think they intended 218 to be as hard as it was. 218 was a really hard stage, but you had the simple mode control over your team. That is infuriating, right? So like you would really need to stagger the boss, right? That's how I beat it before they nerfed it, was I staggered the boss early on. But I just got lucky. I just had the right unit designated to attack the boss, right, on the right turn, and I just won the clash and I got the stun or the stagger, so then I win, right? But if I had just gotten worse luck, I would lose, right? And because it's the simple mode, you don't get to control it. So let's say this was 218 right now, but I have the control over my units. I could just really prioritize trying to make sure I stagger the boss with attacking with my fastest units or the units that have the best clash, right, and stuff like that, instead of it just being fucking random, right? Having a stage that's like difficult, but then also it's random who targets who, that is blatantly garbage. And what really annoys me is like when everyone was getting stuck on 218, I was looking at the forums and stuff, and a lot of people would articulate that, the fact that it's like this stage is actually difficult. You need to be able to, you know, pick what you do, but you can't. And so the result of winning or losing is outrageously influenced by RNG, and all the responses from the fanboys would just be get good. And I'm like, that's stupid. This is a really clear and articulate problem, right? Because yes, the stage is harder, and you need to be able to control your units, but you can't. So you're at the mercy of, well, I hope the right unit attacks the right unit on their side, right? Like, it's just silly. Anyway, let's see. So he is actually really bad against this guy. It's funny that I was telling him to attack that just to demonstrate that, but we very much do not want to do that. Go there. Let's see, this guy. And for those that don't know, a really easy way to tell how good it's gonna go is, one, you got the arrow, like how much of the arrow is on your side versus their side. But you can look at the bottom and just see the text and what it says, right? If it says like dominating, it's really good. And if you see like orange and red text, it's really bad, things like that. And you kind of just scan around and you'll see what they're good at. So this guy is going for that guy. Weirdly, if I attack with this, he actually... Let me see, that's... Huh. So I guess this guy will just hit this guy for free. Yeah, it's kind of weird that they're clashing when he's 4 and he's 3 and this guy's 5. I guess it's because this guy just won't attack back, I guess. Yeah, I haven't played chapter 3 yet. We'll do that after this. We'll see what that's like. And see, if she attacked that guy, that changes it. See, now this guy's attacking this guy for free, and she's the one clashing, right? So you could really, you know, min-max and make sure, you know, who attacking who is the one that's gonna, you know, play out the best for you. Okay. Okay, he's the best for that guy, and she's about the same for this guy. He can attack somebody just for free. She was attacking. I'll probably that guy. Okay. But yeah, this mode is way better, and when you get some of the boss fights, it can be a bit interesting. It's still got too much RNG though, with all the dice rolling and coin flipping and stuff. Like, but it is better. Like this mode is better. And that's what I was saying. They can't fix this. They cannot fix the RNG, because how else are you going to dictate who wins the clash? Right? And if you make it something that's set in stone, that you're like, okay, I have these numbers and he has those numbers, so I just win this clash period, then one, it'd probably be too easy, and you know, it's kind of boring at that point, right? So that's kind of why it is the way it is, but I don't think they can really fix that. Well, they're all staggered, so they're pretty fucked here. Okay, that one's unfavorable. Anybody got a really good one here? Oh no, this guy's not. Okay, hold on. Okay, this guy's attacking him. Yeah, okay, I see. It's weird that he wouldn't attack back on this guy, but I guess it's just because of the speed timing. Pretty 50-50. We'll just block and then, okay, see, if she goes, so then you don't need to block. Okay, there it goes. Somebody does actually have a good matchup there. Let's see, if he doesn't block, I think he would still, let me see, I think he still gets it. Yeah, he does. I guess you just block or attack somebody else then. Just murder one of these. Alright, that ought to do it. Yeah, see, this mode's actually pretty satisfying. Like, this mode, you get to have pretty clear strategies and whatnot. Now, this stage specifically is not that interesting, but that's just because it's filler trash mode. But, a lot of times when you use this game mode, you're fighting more interesting stuff. Damn, she actually lost one there. Yeah, I know speed is random. It's stupid. I remember the guy the other day was trying to say it's fine because you see the result before the turn, but it doesn't matter because like the important unit that is like able to do what you need to do, especially in the other game mode, because like this is what can happen, right? When like that, like 218 for example, when you're fighting the boss, the unit that's got the right speed and the right favorable stuff against the boss might not be the one attacking the boss, and you're not allowed to control it, right? In the other mode, you can just pick and choose the unit that makes the most sense, right? Who happen to get the good speed or what have you. But the other mode, it's so easy for the units that got the speed that you want to just be on the wrong target, and it just doesn't work, right? Increase the number of options by 1 when choosing an ego gift. So it'd be like 4 of these things instead of 3. When entering combat encounter, there's only 1 more floor though, so I don't know if that's worth it. When entering a combat encounter, all participants, allies heal 12% of their max HP. That's really good. It prevents you from getting picked to death. But we have like none of this stuff that's like helping us do damage at all right now. After defeating an enemy by using an envy or slash damage, I hate all these super specific ones because you can't easily check like what your units, right? I can't even look right now who's envy and all this other nonsense. I guess I'll just go with this. Kind of sucks that we don't have like more damage stuff, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe they do patch it. I mean, I'll keep an eye on it, right? Because I like the IP enough that I want to keep an eye on it. So maybe they'll fix some of this stuff up. I mean, the UI is very fixable. The translations are very fixable. That stuff I'd actually be surprised if they didn't fix it. But there is some core combat mechanics here that I don't think they could possibly fix. I mean, who knows, right? Sometimes devs do come up with very creative solutions to problems that like players wouldn't think of. How a lot of devs put it, and I really agree with this, players are incredibly good at finding problems. Players are really bad at coming up with solutions on average. And of course there's exceptions. Of course there's players out there that are developers themselves or just very knowledgeable, right? Of course there's players that know how to fix problems, but the player base as a whole will generally articulate that there is a problem very well, but they will not come up with a solution for it very well, where the devs sometimes can get very creative with how to fix stuff, so. Yeah, honestly, if you want to play this game seriously, you really do want to like write down on a notepad or something, like who the fuck has what, because it's just so slow going back and forth saying whose deck is what color, whose ego needs what, right? Who's slashing, who's envy, who's pride, all that nonsense, right? It's really sluggish to do that stuff, and that's why I wish those systems just weren't there, because they're just convoluted. Like they're just annoying, and they're just an excuse to try to get you to mix up who you're using instead of you having like, hey, this character just makes more sense here because of their toolkit. But it's because all the characters play very similar to each other, right? It's not like FGO or Arknights, where the characters fundamentally play super different. There is some stuff, right? Like some people stack bleed or this or the other, but it's not nearly as extreme as the differences that you see in like Arknights or FGO, right? Because like what David does is just so it's so impactful and very specific, right? What he does with the team-wide evade, right? Especially with the way enemy NPs work in that game. In FGO, right, compared to something like George or a damage dealer, right? It's so clear cut, like how different they play. Where this game is not really like that. The core combat is the same no matter what, and you just have a bunch of like bullshit passives on top of each other and stuff. Okay, let's see. So we don't. Heal stations are really bad now because of that one thing we got. Of course, there's 2 heal stations. We want that. Wow, this is just bad luck that I picked that heal and then there's heal stations all over the map. So the only like upgrade on the map here that actually would do anything for us is this one. But how do we get that? Because, oh, I see, you can go here. Well, I didn't see this line for some reason. My brain like blocked that out. But yeah, we just go up there and then go like that. So I need to make sure I'm able to get up there. But it looks like you can get up there from almost anywhere. I don't think you can get up there from this square, so just don't go right there and you're good. I'm guessing that's a harder fight, so maybe you get better loot. Yeah, we can go like here, 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 and then there. Okay. Maybe we fight some tough stuff. Oh yeah, there is like the color stuff, where they have a lot of colors that are really similar to each other. That's not ideal either. Yeah, the dragging speed is incredibly slow on that screen. It's kind of weird, actually. Man, they're getting left behind because I didn't get enough level ups, so they're just like level 10. I think they're a decent unit, but and I like that they're Warp Corps cleanup. I really like the cleanup guys, but yeah, can't really use them right now. And even she's a bit behind, and she's a bit behind, but
이번
oh
지휘도
well.
부탁드립니다.
Game is rough, very rough around the edges. This game, it just has. I think that's a quick way of saying it. This game needs a hell of a lot of polish. It needed more time in the oven. All right, see, this is the RNG one, right? This is not the one where we get to control what the hell we are doing. These are the same. We're favored a little bit. This one is not. He's not going to respond. We need a purple.
돌격합니다.
그다지 유쾌하진 않군요.
I'm not gonna lie, I cannot be bothered to send them feedback. Like, I don't care enough. I'm more into other games. I cannot be bothered. And not only that, but because this game is so convoluted, it would take a really long time for me to like write up my thoughts on this game in a constructive way. I don't have time for that. Like, you'd have to pay me, right? Like, time is money. If I was going to take the time to write up like an in-depth bit of feedback that articulates the problems and stuff in a clearer way, that would just take way too much time. And I have better things to do with my time than that. You know, I'm not a Limbus company stan here, right? So I have no reason to do that kind of thing. Also, by the way, that's why it's really important not to just get feedback from your fans. Because, like, for example, right now, they're probably not going to get feedback from a lot of the people that they actually need to hear feedback from. I just slammed my elbow into my desk. Anyway, that's why it's important, though, sometimes to hire, you know, companies, because there's companies that do that, where they're pretty much there to give you good feedback. It's important to do that, because, yeah, when you go with your fans, it's going to be a very biased sample size and that kind of thing. And to be frank, to get really good feedback, a lot of times you need people that put in the effort, that is going to take so much time that people aren't going to be able to do it for free. That's the thing. Your time is money, right? Now it depends on the game, and it depends on how, like, because some devs are so good at their job, they don't really need feedback. If they got their vision, they know how to execute it, and that's that. But there's a lot of games out there that could definitely use some help, especially more inexperienced developers. I think need feedback a lot of the time to improve. Okay. Just everybody NP, don't even worry about it. We have one unit not NPing here. The casual. We don't really need to do it, but I need to pay attention to the roguelike. I don't think you carry over your credit into the next fight. But I should pay attention to that, because if you do, then it's actually really good in a fight that you're going to win easily to just stock up and then take it into the next fight. What I should have done was, like, saved one person and then just looked at the start of the next fight and see if anybody carried over.
수많은 것들이 옥죄어온다.
So, like, FGO, though, because I'm a lot more invested in FGO, and I make, you know, I make money off of FGO, so if anything, I owe them, right? Because, you know, my YouTube videos and streaming and everything. But anyway, so FGO, if they actually listen to English feedback, which they don't, but if they did, then I would take the time to make a very clear, articulate, you know, piece of feedback when they ask for it to be useful. But they don't do that. I don't even know if they listen to the Japanese players that much, to be honest. So. I'm gonna be right back. It's finally getting warmer where I live, so I need to turn the air on here. I am back. I see we got staggered during all of that. Right, yellow good for her then. Anyway, is she swords or when she's swords, okay. Yeah, whatever.
죄를 새겨주겠어.
Of course she gets her ass kicked here. Man, if she had gotten staggered there, that would have been unreal.
흉터의 결과야.
Yeah, the NA survey has got to be the most useless thing that they do in FGO, for sure. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to upgrade them to just get ahead, get more ahead, but well, we'll round it out a bit. All right.
이번 지휘도 부탁드립니다.
Yeah, I don't think the NA survey has any impact whatsoever, and like, of course it doesn't. It's like their state of the game is 2 years behind, and just, I mean, it's so irrelevant. That's a fellow right there. What? Jesus, is this guy having a bad day? I feel like this guy's having a bad day. So he's counterattacking, so probably don't want to touch that one. Counterattacking is so much more interesting when you actually have control over your actions. Alright, so can she NP? Nope. I guess the yellow decayed enough that we couldn't get it then. But we can get it next turn. Alright, let's see. Any of them doing anything super fucked up? Okay, he's good on that one. Okay, nope, not that one. Good on that one. That's fine. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, so that one can't do anything about that one anyway. That's fine. Everybody's got a pretty favorable matchup here. None of these guys have 2 actions, so I don't really see a reason to kill any one of them over another specifically. Looking at their abilities. That one can heal. Alright, fuck that.
돌격합니다.
모을 필요는 없겠군요.
That guy's my favorite unit by so much, because one, I like the Warp Corpse guys anyway, but then he has an axe, and axes are my favorite, so. Although, weirdly enough, this game incorporates axes and guns, and normally that's not a thing. It's not like an Elden Ring, you can whip out a Glock, right? It doesn't go that way. Also maracas. So yeah, axe has some competition it doesn't normally have, because guns are cool, and I guess maracas are cool apparently, so. But axe is still pretty top tier. Okay, this guy's actually doing shit now. These ones are staggered. Alright, who has the best matchup with this guy? Not him. Okay, that's decent. That's probably gonna be the one, I suspect. That one's pretty good too. Let's see. That one, or I think the red one's better. Hey, thank you for the gifted sub, man. I appreciate it. Car 9009. I don't know how the fuck to say that name. Car. Okay, yeah, I think we'll go with the red one here. Should be good. Murder these guys.
방해물을 제거합니다.
So she's got like a bat, I guess, a baton. Of course, he's got the katana, which you cannot have a video game without katanas. There are so many katanas in this game, too. I've already got like 4 identities that have katanas. Crazy. Okay, he's countering again, so... Okay, here's the thing, though. I think if you kill this guy, I think it makes you target switch. So I think somebody's gonna have to deal with that counter no matter what. Although, you know what, for science, let's confirm that. Like, if we have every fucking person go here, might as well select a card, though, that I know is better on him if it happens to attack him. I'm too lazy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this will target switch.
살려주마.
Actually, no. Yeah, no, you can just ignore him entirely. Okay, I guess you could ignore him again, because he's countering again. You could just, you could guard on your turn, so nothing happens. But I don't think we need to get that ridiculous here. Let's see. So he goes first. Or she goes first, excuse me. Surely that'll get the job done.
죄를 새겨주겠어.
수많은 것들이 옥죄어 온다.
44 turn strats, yeah. Oh, he's got a lot of HP though. Gonna have to be a bit careful here.
이상이 무엇이라 생각하시오?
Everybody putting their pajamas on. So he only gets to counter the one time.
모든 걸 걷어들일 순 없었어.
So far, that's one of my favorite special attacks. I like his too, actually. Quite a few of them are really underwhelming, to be honest, but there's some good ones. They don't have like super high production value though when it comes to that kind of stuff. With the sprite work. But the thing is, you can make up for like sprite quality and stuff with good choreography and that kind of thing.
여행에는 목적이 있었지.
This one's pretty cool too, actually. It's quite simple, but I mean, who doesn't like a good old-fashioned stab with a sword gun?
흉터의 결과.
Alright, that was surprisingly easy. I honestly don't think it's worth leveling them. I think they're too far behind at this point. We'll go with the maracas. Okay, this heal square is pretty damn useless, but I mean, I guess I could go here, then here, then here, then here. Wait, no, that wouldn't work. Yeah, no, let's just play it safe. We'll go here and there. Besides, these might be something interesting. Sucks that I'm not using them. I actually really like their get up on that one. I'm probably gonna give them the XP you get from doing this stage to level them up so I can use them normally. Let's see. I gotta say, I don't like this identity very much fashion-wise. It's not bad gameplay-wise, but like style-wise, it's... Being a cockroach is not the best. Okay, these guys have 2 actions. It's pretty nasty. Bind to speed decrease. Here they do let you see what the secondary effects do sometimes. It's like when you're looking at it in all the other UIs, you can't. So I guess bind makes you less likely to get speed on the next turn. Like, determined turn order. Okay, so yeah, these guys are evading, so I can just ignore that action. Yeah, he does okay against those, not these two. Okay. But this is the same either way. This one's faster, so I'll do that. I don't actually need to use a green card, but I have a feeling this one's gonna be... Yeah, that's about the same. Okay, this turn's actually looking pretty good for me. Okay, this guy's uncontested. Sadly, the speed doesn't work out. I might just have to deal with it and let this guy smack him for free. I could see if like someone else can do it, and then he can take care of what they were dealing with. So she was dealing with this, I think. She's not very... nah, fuck that. Excuse me. Yeah, it kind of sucks he's getting blindsided, but... Oh, those have a hell of a lot of HP. Don't worry, we got a cockroach that points at them. That'll show them who's boss. That wasn't too bad. Not that we did much damage, but right, I'm not sure we can even get his. We have some green, but not that much. Right. That's fine. This guy's at 3. Doesn't have the world's best matchup there. Damn. Yeah, the 2 people I can get on that guy are only favored. Maybe have her do that instead then. Yeah, that's better. But what if he goes there, then he goes here? Nope. Man, someone's gonna get blindsided again, I think, no matter what I do. Well, too bad.
돌격합니다.
I love how a lot of the text that pops up is still not translated. Pretty sure it's just like damage or something. I don't think it's anything too important, but
여행엔
it's kind of
목적이
funny.
있었지.
Alright, Odysseus, let's go. Chat, remember when Odysseus had a gun?
다음에는 머리다.
Does he need to get good? That would be the community. That guy looks nasty. He glowing. Okay, he getting a little beat up there. We let him get blindsided twice, so... That seems pretty decent. Alright, this guy's got a second action tier we gotta deal with now. This one's still just evading, though. We'll probably finish that one off. We'll see, though. That's good. Right now, he's going for her. That's pretty good. Maybe have Maraca Boy. See, right now, no one's contesting with this one, but he can't contest with it anyway, so yeah, just kill this.
돌격합니다.
Not bad. Man, if we had lost that clash, I suspect that would have gone very poorly.
모든 걸 걷어들일 순 없었어.
Oh yeah, Faust is the one, lady, that's right. I forgot about that. Haven't used her in quite a while. I mean, she's not actually Faust, they're more like inspired by, you know, those stories. It's kind of what they're doing. Okay, well we got staggered. She got her NP off before getting staggered though, so at least there's that. I can get rid of their numbers, that would be good. I probably could have just picked some of these off sooner, really, but... Get rid of that guy. That's pretty favorable. This one, you know, if I could kill this guy so he never does his second action, that'd be awesome, but he's still got 103 life. That doesn't seem very likely. He's at 3. I could hit him twice. You know what? Let's try it. Are we favored? We're not favored, though. Maybe not, then. Not that that's particularly favored either, though. Actually, that is the worst ever. That's struggling. Big no on that one. Huh, okay. I guess we'll just do the NP and that's it. That's kind of a mess. Also, no one's attacking this one, I don't think.
방해물을 제거합니다.
Yeah, I think what I should have done was picked off the little guys really quickly, just so I had less actions to contend with each
목적이
turn.
있었지.
These animations. Very nice.
혈이
Oh, good.
먼저.
Oh, not good. Stop doing that.
자, 너무 쉽잖아.
Pretty sure if you die in this mode, you're out. This fight was pretty nasty. So he's a 4. That's a good matchup. One's better here. I think they're about the same. I can just finish that guy off, I think. We might all die this turn. Except for maybe this one. Nope, never mind.
필요는 없겠군요.
Can't count.
모든 걸 걷어들일 순 없었어.
Dead.
흉터의 결과요.
Definitely dead.
너무 쉽잖아.
Alright, not too bad. We did get a little beat up there. We got a few fights to go. Let's see. After defeating an enemy by using a skill, gain 1 ego resource of that skill affinity. If skill affinity was Wrath, gain 1 ego resource of all affinities instead. When entering an abnormality combat encounter, apply 2 damage apply 2 damage ups to all allies. Okay, that is pretty good too, actually. When inflicting rupture, which I think we have a few people that do, using skill effects, inflict 1 additional rupture and increase its count by 1. I don't know what rupture does, to be honest. Probably just go with this one because there's no way for that not to be helpful, even though the other 2 might be better, but this one's just guaranteed to do something. Okay, we don't need, well no, we do kind of need the heal for her. She's pretty foobar. 25 heal, I'll take it.
그대, 이 검이 필요하오.
Wrath is red skill, that would make sense. Oh, these guys look really cool. Why can't we play as them? And see, I already know if they give us an identity based on these guys, we're not gonna wear the helmet. Which is just lame, because if you take the helmet off, these aren't half as cool. Oh boy, that's not looking good. Yeah, this is not the one where I get to control my units, so very likely we're gonna guard there. Oh wow, everybody's struggling like crazy. Yikes.
돌격합니다.
Woo, that's bad. At least Morocco boy is doing alright. We did not do so hot on that one. Oh, and he got staggered. Ugh, that's bad. And he's the one that had 2 actions too. That really hurts us.
로자, 교전 시작.
This would be a lot better if I could control my units, but oh well. Let fate take the wheel.
목표 일시 무력화.
Because, you know, FGO never did anything wrong. Yeah, I can't really do shit about that, and I can't even cover him because I can't control my units, so... Happy to take those. Right, so that's attacking the staggered guy. Green is a lost cause right now, so we're not even gonna bother with that. Probably gonna block on this unless someone else is getting it. Who is that? Okay, it's that one. So he's going for that one. And then his other action is defend. I think she'd be going up against the defend then, actually. No, it says she's going up against... Okay, let me see. If I do that, will it tell me? Yeah, if I do it that way, she's still the one going up against it, which I don't want, so... Block it is.
머리통을 박살내주마.
I think is he guarding my NP? I'm not sure. I think he guarded the other one, I'm not sure. Either way, it's still decent. Yeah, I think he was guarding that. This man is just punching us in the face. Jesus Christ. What the fuck? So, guy with like a weapon just punches us into oblivion, staggers us, and then his teammate just completely killed us. So, that did not go well. We have a tree, though. Well, man down. That's not ideal. I don't think you can get them back. You have to use one of your other units, so... Oh, that was unfortunate. I think he was favored in that matchup too. He just happened to... He wasn't like super favored though. He was only like a little favored, but still, it sucks. Just evade forehead.
돌격합니다.
Evade? I don't think he's evading. Can't really tell. Yeah, I think if you evade, you get a different animation. Now we're bleeding. I'd like to point out how bad... Oh my god, can we get a roll, please? Well, that was awesome. Like, this is... we're gonna win, but we're losing a lot along the way. And our weeb dying is really bad for us. Ooh, this one's bad. Yikes. Probably just gonna guard that one. Wow. Well.
방해물을 제거합니다.
Please kill it. For the love of God. For the love of God. Well, this will surely do it.
여행엔 목적이 있었지.
Yeah, he very dead. Damn, we lost that one. Oh, he evaded. That was we double evaded that one. Yeah, he wasn't even trying to clash.
모든 걸
That's fine.
거둬들일 순 없었어.
Fuck that guy. Oh, he didn't die. Didn't evade that one. Did not evade that one. Like how we have a corpse right here. Just a pile of meat. This guy's only got 14 life, but I mean, we got 50-50 at best. Oh my god. Just get lucky. Yeah, fuck it. Just get lucky, forehead.
돌격합니다.
We got unlucky earlier, so we'll just get lucky now. Don't worry about it. Alright, she target switches because she killed that one. That's actually good. Okay, well, she's getting shanked. She's almost dead.
모을 필요는 없겠군요.
She's staggered. She's got no health. She's bleeding. Hit him with the maracas. Okay, good thing the battle's over because she was about to die. Wow, that did not go well. We almost lost 2 characters. And our backup character is super low level, so... I'm trying to think. Making her 25 like gives me another unit that's like really in it. I'm not sure it's worth leveling them because they're so far behind. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this one. Oh, sweet Jesus. Open the coffin, leave it be. I'm gonna say leave it be. Yeah. Oh, great, we have to do a thing anyway. We have no one that's very high. We need a 12. Why is she even considered high if she needs a 12? And she's 14 or 4 to 14. That is horrible statistics. But this one's high and it needs a 6 and you need 4 to 10, which that's not super amazing either, but Jesus. Yeah, I guess the coin. I mean, they both have 1, right? Well, I think we go with Don Quixote here. Oh, we got it.
관리자날이 잘한 것 같지 않소?
The coin is plus 10, so it's 50-50. Interesting. I guess I could have gotten them strong enough. Maraca power, though. Yeah, he just dead. Oh, we get another one. Oh, that's good. Here, we got one more. Shit. Okay. That's a big help. Oh boy, though, we got a level 10. They're pretty much just a distraction. They're not gonna really do anything. So we also have a level 20, which is pretty bad as well. What's the level of this? Level 25. Well, we got 2 25s and a 30. She is super low in HP, though. She's at 26. This might be the end of us. We'll see.
네네, 작전 지역으로 이동 중.
It's the last fight, though. That's a bit gruesome. Is that a dead shark with hands? I don't really know what I'm looking at here, but that has a lot of actions. The speed of 3. It's a chapter 3 boss. Kind of weird considering I haven't done chapter 3 yet. Alright, what are we looking at here? Nope. A lot of bad stuff here. Okay, that's much better. Yeah, Jesus, that's so much better. This one is... Who is he normally going for? Okay, going for her anyway. None of those are great. What about if he did the first one? Okay, no, these are all pretty rough. Boy, nobody really looking too good here. Yeah, that one, though, he's not fighting back for her. Except for that one. Jesus. Probably that one. Unless this one's better. Okay, no. Wait, is it? That is a little bit better, actually. Well, we're gonna get punched in the face. We'd probably lose the clash anyway, so I think we just hit a free body part. Probably pick off one of the ones that has lower HP, so he has less actions per turn. And she's probably gonna die. She's only got a little bit of health, so maybe not this turn, but eventually.
그다지 유쾌하진 않군요.
Woo! Okay. Put the tail down. That's disgusting. Well, we got a stagger in there. It only affects the one body part, but I figure killing a body part is really worth it right now because they'll have less actions later. Okay, what's giving us a problem? Because this has a good matchup against the whole thing. Who's having a bad time here? So she's really having a bad time here, and she's also low on HP. She's being attacked by like everything. And she doesn't have a good matchup against anything. Okay, so we should probably smack one of those. And one of these two, it looks like. But that won't help her. I wonder if I'd kill this if I impede it. He only needs one red, but I don't think we're getting that anytime soon. I think we might need to have her defend. She is being attacked by that one. Can he intercept that? Yes. Okay, we'll do that.
머리통을 박살내주마.
여행에는 목적이 있었지.
Stagger, very good.
수많은 것들이 옥죄어온다.
We took huge damage on that one. Oh dear God. Oh, that's bad. Yes, I figured they got staggered. That sucks. Oh, that sucks. At least two of his are staggered, I guess, but, Jesus. That's the problem. These are almost dead, but I have a million of these to deal with. It's so lame that they got staggered. I mean, she's pretty useless no matter what, but still, having no actions is not ideal. Also, I think they had the one red card that we have access to. I should probably try to save the people that are staggered. They're getting attacked by this one. And this one. I think it's these two. Can I even do anything about that? I mean, technically, but it's not a... Wait, no, that doesn't actually get in the way in time. Oh yeah, because she's a 3. Yeah, I don't have anyone that goes fast enough to actually help them, so I think they're gonna die. This one's definitely gonna die. Yeah, these two I can't stop even if I wanted to, so I don't think I even try. I can't even get that one. Well, I guess we'll try to at least kill these. Oh, this is gonna be brutal.
머리통을 박살내주마.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we lose. Only quite the miracle.
자, 다음에는 머리.
Okay, we at least killed a body part. I wish we had killed that one. Yeah, it's because he's binding us, our speed is fucked. She's probably gonna die before getting to do her action. Let's see, what's going for her? Actually, okay, only this is going for her, and I can actually stop that one. Although it's not very good. That one's okay. Yeah, actually that one's good. This body part is killable right now if somebody can just... If he wins the clash, he'll kill it. He's favored, but not by a bunch. This guy's getting attacked like a million times. He's getting attacked by both of these. Not much I can do about that, unfortunately.
머리통을 박살내주마.
Oh my god, it had 3 health left, dude. It's because we didn't win like that first one, I think. Man, 1 health on that one. Shit, dude. I could have gotten rid of 2 body parts there, but now I'm gonna have to use a whole action to get rid of them, which means like I won't be able to deal with the other actions, so... Yeah, if I had killed those 2, maybe we could run it back, but I think we're gonna get pretty bodied on this turn now. Honestly, having AoE would be good here. You might be able to finish off one of these body parts that's really weak. Yeah, it's 2 health. Look at these, both have 2 HP. But like, they're a whole action I have to deal with. It sucks. And they're 4s too. Boo! So he is a 5, but it's like, what am I gonna do? Use him to take out 2 HP? I mean, probably. She's probably toast. It's not even that favored. I might need to NP to just make sure I get it. Dude, I can't NP something with 2 HP. That's so bad. The statistics on that are a hell of a lot better, though. If I had just killed these 2 last turn, I actually think we might have won. It'd have been close because we're obviously on death's door. But if these two are dead, I'd only have 3 actions to deal with. And then I could use his MP on like the one that's giving me the most trouble. Yeah, we might have been able to do it, honestly. Who fucking health, dude? Huh. So she's being attacked by this and this. And the problem is if I don't use his MP, he could lose this clash. But we gotta play to our outs because it's so unlikely that we're gonna win. So if she is going to live, she has to win this. Because if she guarded, that's a struggling though. Yeah. I mean, we could get lucky. The AI did it to us earlier where we were favored and it won. I guess I have to try because she's just dead otherwise. Maybe I should switch that around. She's unlikely. See, what is she's guard? I guess we try. She's got some health left.
로저, 교전 시작.
Okay, at least he killed the body part there, and then he got staggered, I think. Well, she did not win the clash. I think that's that. And she got staggered anyway. Yeah, it's over. We were super dead. I legit think though if we had killed those 2 body parts last turn, I think we would have won. Cause like that turn would have actually gone really well if that hadn't happened. We have no red, so. Well, yeah, I don't think he got this.
머리통을 박살내주마.
Honestly, our weave guy dying the fight before this was a good problem too. Like we had to bring a pretty suboptimal unit. You couldn't have won any of those, my guy. Jesus, dude. This is pretty bad. Well, yeah, I don't think we can win.
수많은 것들이 옥죄어
Unless this
온다.
guy wants to somehow do 400 damage right now, I don't think we're going anywhere. So we get staggered again. Now we're just dead. Hit him with the maracas though.
머리통을 박살내주마.
He's tanky as fuck though. It's too late for it to matter, and he's just got so many attacks he can't respond to that there's no way. But he is really tanky. Also, there's just no way for me to get Wow. There's no way to get his ego either. He just gets to attack us so many times because he's got so many actions I can't respond to. And we don't even have like a matchup that we can do shit to.
머리통을 박살내주마.
Honestly, I think we could have beat this dungeon boss if we, 1, did not have our Katana guy die earlier, and then 2, if we had just killed those 2 body parts. I really think we would have had it. Yeah, I did one roguelike off stream, and I got a different boss at the end, and it was really easy. Like I did the whole run, like cakewalk.
익숙해지는 과정일 뿐입니다.
So do you get anything for failure? Yeah, it looks like you do. They don't completely waste your time. Ego shard crates. I guess for leveling up an ego or something. That's nice that they don't waste your time entirely, though.
하루가 저물어가는 동안 나는 그저 서 있을 뿐이었어.
Jesus, though, that was yikes. How much can we level them? Up to 12. Should be enough to make them usable. I guess they just upgrade on their own, the default ones. That's good for her though, because she doesn't even have another identity right now, so... So I guess we'll just stick with this one for now, because I don't have the ability to level those at the minute. So I see you need dupes of them to upgrade them. Man, you really gotta gosha a lot for that stuff. Speaking of which, how much currency do I have? Yeah, we'll do one. I don't care. If I really cared about this game, though, I would wait to roll until something was rated up that I really want. But I don't care enough to bother with that.
처리해드리도록 하죠.
공평하게 죽음을 뭐랬더라.
All right.
하루가 저물어가는 동안 나는 그저 서 있을 뿐이었어.
That's an ego.
승리를 위해서라면
Green. That's a look. What the hell? What who peed in their Cheerios on that one? What the hell? Let's see. Yeah, that's an ego. What's it need? Only heavy on the swords in the green, but a little bit of everything there. So if you flip the coin correctly, you get bleed. You get heads, you bleed. So that's pretty rough. Kind of curious what that looks like though. All right, let's check out a little bit of chapter 13. Chapter 3, excuse me. Let's not jump the gun too much now. She's been eating her broccoli, yeah, apparently. Free stuff. Alright, first fight, level 16. Yeah, I'm assuming they're not expecting you to jump right into chapter 3 then, because we're not even close to that. You know, we're pretty far off. Yeah, they probably want you to go do some of the roguelike. Let me just see it. We'll see what the deal is. But yeah, I think you have to go level up some. Kind of sucks though, because The roguelike is just kind of meh. It's not that fun. Like, it's alright, but it's nothing like Arknights, right? Arknights' roguelike is super fun to play, where this one's kind of tedious.
네, 목적지를
I don't know how I feel about the game in general, though. When you are fighting a boss or something interesting, this game is fairly fun, but there's so much like filler crap. It's just snoozeville.
자, 불 뜯을
즉시 출격하겠습니다.
준비는 끝났습니다. 명령 대기.
그나저나 아까는 11구 뒷골목으로 갔다.
Cool loading screen. Oh boy, 2 waves. Figure the RNG is going to be pretty extreme considering our level situation.
명령대로 하겠습니다.
표적 무력.
머리다.
Well, we double staggered.
깡총.
좋은 전략입니다.
그다지 유혹해.
좋은 전략입니다.
씹는 맛이 있는데?
She looks so out of place. Well, she does look out of place, but who really looks out of place is him. Let's not kid ourselves here. This is unbelievably out of place, but also the best one.
명령대로 하겠습니다.
자.
We're actually kind of kicking their asses right now.
좋은 전략입니다.
머리다.
He's staggered. Let's see, so we need blue for her. He's got his. He's green and red. That ought to do it. Although we probably won't use half of these attacks because
좋은 전략입니다. 순조로운
they don't have that
전략.
much damage. Yeah, we're not even gonna get the red and green. That's what I really wanted. I guess. Oh, what? I thought there was another wave. Huh. Anyway, I guess if you really want to get to those farther attacks in the back, you could just guard with the units in the front if their attacks aren't important.
관리자님의 99% 명령과 1%의 제 실력이 합쳐진 결과였습니다.
Not a whole lot of XP, but that's a really cool picture, just because of the green. Can we get some of those guys? We wouldn't get the helmet. I know these games, they wouldn't give you the helmet.
금방금방 빠지네요. 10분 정도만 기다리면 저희 차례가 오겠어요.
I'm guessing we're gonna fight those guys. Or not. Like that might just been like a story segment where you get through that checkpoint or whatever. There's not actual fighting. Let's see, so I need 6 of those and we only have 2. That's not ideal. She's pretty easily replaceable,
작전 호출, 작전 호출. 입감.
but she's level 14.
그래, 태워보지 뭐.
명령이라면
That's kind of better.
작전 호출. 입감. 작전 호출. 입감.
명령이라면
Not really for the fuck it, just stick with this.
싱싱한 풀이 보이네.
Look, I have 2 mice. Oh, why is their skin blue? Their armor looks awesome, but that's kind of weird. Are they like monsters underneath or something? Oh. Bad things inbound. Very bad things inbound. Oh my god. None of my... Okay. Yep. I think this is where we need to go level up. None of my guys have like a snowball chance in hell at actually fighting back.
박살내주마.
Good shade of green when they swing the baton there. Wow. Not a chance.
머리통을 박살내주마.
Wow. Okay, I'm going home. Yeah, we have to level up for that. Like, no way. I mean, if you got crazy lucky and you kept winning the struggles anyway, but...
다시.
Should have done this a while ago. Now, you can level up from just doing normal stages, but the roguelike is probably the best way to do it. Roguelike is just kind of boring and really long. That's the thing. What I might do is take a quick break. I will play more of this game, but I might just do the leveling off stream because that's boring. And yeah, I might take a little break, get some food, and then come back with some Genshin. It's been kind of interesting playing Genshin again, having not played it in like over a year. So I wouldn't mind playing some of that. Limbus is okay, you know, it's got ups and downs. Its polish is atrocious, like really. The game needs to be polished way more, but it's okay. Like I have some fun with it, but
저물어가는 동안
you know, I don't like it nearly as much as Arc Knights or FGO or any of that. Honestly, they're probably my favorite character-wise, I guess.
하루가 저물어가는 동안
Yeah, I beat the stage before it was nerfed, but then I fought it nerfed today. Because when it wasn't nerfed, I did beat it, but there was no way I was going to do the win within 10 turns thing. Now that it's nerfed, I was able to do the 10 turns thing pretty easy. I think they like cut one of the enemies from the end, and the boss I think all of them has a little bit less HP. But yeah, I think I'm gonna take a break, and then I'll be back with some Genshin, because I am kind of in the mood to play that. Even though Genshin is kind of a shit show, but they're kind of fun checking out the new area. But I will be back in maybe 10 minutes or so. Thank you for hanging out. We will play more of this from time to time, but I'm not going to be like maining it by any means because I just don't like it enough. But I don't know, maybe it might win me over as like time goes on. You never know. But the simplified combat system that they make you do 90% of the time is just not fun. I mean, like it's just not. Where the more hands-on gameplay, I actually do like. I would say I actually do like. I just wish it wasn't so convoluted, but... Anyway, I'll be back in a bit. Take care.